Roots list number 12. Write down the roots, definitions, and sample words in your writing journal. This list has 5 word parts. First set of roots, onym and onymous. Definitions, word and name. Let's take a look at some of the sample words. First, we have pseudonym, pseudo meaning false or fake. So here in this picture at the bottom, you're all probably familiar with Dr. Seuss, who writes a lot of children's books, but actually that is a pseudonym. His real name is Theodore Geisel. So he uses Dr. Seuss as a fake name. Next, we have synonym, syn meaning at the same time or like. Here we have a picture of 2 words that are the same or have similar meanings. Kind means the same as nice. Next, we have synonymous. Something that is synonymous with something else is considered to be very closely connected to it. Then we have an acronym, is a word made up from the first letters of the name of something, usually the name of a company or an organization. So here at the bottom, we have our school name, El Cajon Valley High School, and the acronym for that is ECVHS. Next, we have anonymous. That means an unknown name. So here in this picture, it's signed sincerely anonymous. That is not the person's name. It means that we don't know the name. And then we have antonym, a word that means the opposite of another word. So here are some examples. Hot is the opposite of cold. And then finally we have homonym, a word that is spelt the same and sounds the same as another, but is different in meaning. So here we have flower, spelled F-L-O-U-R, and then flower, spelled F-L-O-W-E-R. They sound the same when you say them out loud, but they're spelled differently and have different meanings. Flour, F-L-O-U-R, is usually what you use to bake, and then flower, F-L-O-W-E-R, is what you would find in a garden. Okay, so these roots mean word or name. Next set is pan, which means all or every. So let's take a look at some sample words. First, we have a panacea, which is a remedy or cure for all diseases or ills. So here's a picture of this man. He's selling snake oil, which is supposedly a cure-all for all diseases. Then we have panorama, orama meaning a view or a sight. Here's a picture taken from a camera that has a panoramic view. So it does not cut off the sides of the picture. Then we have pantheism, which is the religious idea that God and the universe are one thing and that God is present in all natural things. And then now we are all too familiar with the word pandemic, which is a disease that affects people all over the world. So we know that COVID-19 is a pandemic that has affected everyone in the world, no matter what age, religion, gender, location, country. It affects everyone. Then we have pantheon, all the gods of a particular people or nation. Then we have pandemonium, a situation in which there is a lot of noise from people who are angry, confused, or frightened. So this usually happens after something really terrible has happened. So maybe it could be some kind of natural disaster in which there's a lot of confusion and people who are scared and frightened. And then finally, we have Pan-American, of pertaining to or representing all the countries or people of North, Central, and South America. Next set is pass, pathy, and path, which mean suffering or feeling. We have lots of sample words with these roots. First, we have compassion, mean showing pity for someone who is suffering. Next, we have pathetic, making you feel pity or sympathy for someone or something. Psychopath, psycho meaning mind, soul, or life. Someone who has a serious and permanent mental illness that makes them behave in a violent or criminal way. Then we have sympathy, the ability to share another's feelings or feel compassion for someone else. Next, we have telepathy, tele meaning far, far off, or from afar, which is passing of thoughts without known communication. So here we have a picture of that, where these two people have telepathic powers and they're able to pass their thoughts just through their mind. And up here in this picture, we have a sympathy card. Usually when someone you know loses another person, you would send a sympathy card. Okay, then we have antipathy, feeling of strong dislike towards someone or something. Apathy, feeling of not being interested in something, basically having no feelings or not caring. So here in this picture, this person says, I don't care. Then we have passion, a very strong feeling of love. Pathos, the quality that a person, situation, film, or play has that makes you feel pity and sadness. And pathological, this is having feelings that happen regularly that are strong, unreasonable, and impossible to control. Next, we have oct and octo, which mean 8. Let's take a look at some sample words. Octant, ant, meaning that which, is the 8th of a circle. So if you look at this picture here, this circle is divided into 8 pieces. One of those would be considered an octant. Then we have October, is the 10th month of the year using the Gregorian calendar between September and November. Then we have octahedron, a polyhedron with 8 plane surfaces. Here is a picture of that. Then we have octopus, pus meaning foot or feet, and 8-armed fish. Here we have a picture of an octopus. And octogenarian, someone who's in their 80s, between 80 and 89 years old. Octogenarian. And then we have octagon, a plane figure with 8 straight sides and 8 angles. So a stop sign is in the shape of an octagon. And octillion, a number represented by 1 followed by 27 zeros. Okay. And finally, we have nov and nona, which mean 9. Some sample words. Novennial, ennial meaning year or years. So this is done or recurring every 9th year. So as you can see in this picture, it says anniversary, 9 years. November. So you might think this means 11 because it's the 11th month using the Gregorian calendar, but in the Julian calendar, it's the 9th month. And nonagon, gon meaning angle or corner, a polygon having 9 angles and 9 sides. Here's a picture of a nonagon. And then nonillion, 1,000 octillions, number represented by 1 followed by 30 zeros. So let's just go over and make sure that you have written down all the roots and all of the extra ones. Okay, so here we have the main ones, onym and onymous, word or name, and the extra ones, pseudo meaning false or fake, syn meaning at the same time or like, pan meaning all or every, orama meaning a view or a sight, path, patheme, path meaning suffering or feeling, psycho meaning mind, soul, or life, and tele meaning far, far off, or from afar. Oct and octo meaning 8, ant meaning that which, and puss meaning foot or feet. And nov and nona meaning 9, ennial meaning year or years, gon meaning angle or corner. And those are all the roots for list number 12.